Hello everyone, welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and please do that in full and really subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We're obviously going to be talking about Mudryk, North London transfer offer. He has been offered to North London clubs in there for you. Then we also have Tottenham Hotspur player in there for you. Gavi injured. And then we also have Bouaddi scheduled to fly in Manchester today. So continue to subscribe to this channel to see to it that all goes on well as planned. Now, first and foremost, we first got a story coming in through from Fabrizio Romano that Leeds are preparing a new loan bid for Mykhaylo Mudryk. Talks are still ongoing for the Ukraine winger. Remember, Mykhaylo Mudryk is like, I'm not going to a side known as, I'm not going outside the Premier League. I want to be loaned in the Premier League. And he has been pushing in for a Premier League, loan. Now, as Leeds is trying to struggle to say to it that it obviously meets the bid request coming in through from Chelsea. Guess what? We've been told by Ekrem Connor, a global transfer expert, that Tottenham Hotspur have been offered the chance to consider Chelsea winger Mykhaylo Mudryk. The 25-year-old Ukrainian remains tied to Chelsea on contract running until 2030. Leeds United, Strasbourg and Coventry City are also showing interest. So now, we now have 4 teams. Spurs, Leeds, Strasbourg and Coventry. But why is he so much onto the North London club known as Tottenham Hotspur? Obviously, because of De Zerbi. If you know, you know that De Zerbi was once a coach of Mudryk, right? Was once a coach of Mykhaylo Mudryk. That is it. And obviously, when he really got back, a lot really went ahead to happen. And they were at what we call Shakhtar. At Shakhtar Donetsk. I think that's where they were in there for you. And when was that? But De Zerbi and Mykhaylo Mudryk were once at Shakhtar Donetsk, you know, and there was a relationship built between De Zerbi and Mykhaylo Mudryk. That's why he's pushing so much to say to it that De Zerbi signs him. And by the way, De Zerbi hasn't gone ahead to get a loan from any English club, meaning that he can obviously get a player loaned to their team in there for you. So, when you look at a team known as Tottenham Hotspur, I think Mudryk can use that as a springboard to get back to his levels, like when the likes of Arsenal and so on and so many more were really interested in him. You remember that time when these teams were really flocking in for him, and Arsenal was willing to pay 100 million euros, but they really did it dialed around 55, first bid, then 65, then 75, then 85, then 90, then 100. And by the time they paid 100, Chelsea had already gone ahead to hijack the deal of Mykhaylo Mudryk. And I do believe that if he had gone ahead to come in through that team of Arsenal, remember, Arsenal was not going to be bringing Leandro Trossard. He would have gone ahead, obviously, hit the ground running. When I look at a player known as Zolis, he reminds me a player that Arsenal was looking out for in Mykhaylo Mudryk. He's a guy that really does what is deserved in the game. His game intelligence is really high. Lightning quick. He has goals on him. He can take off players. And I think the best person to obviously revamp his career would be De Zerbi. And at Spurs, when you look at the left side, I don't think that they really have very many players to play that side. And I think that's why the manager was like, let me obviously come in through and play with 2 number 10s. Now, when you bring in Mykhaylo Mudryk, he helps you get width onto your pitch. That is it. He gets you onto another level, especially when you do the tiki-taka and then you release him, he runs into the half spaces and towards the touchline. then that will be really great for him. So he has been offered to Spurs. Now, the fact is, very many teams need him. Leeds, Spurs, and Coventry sit in the Premier League. And I think at the only disadvantage I'm seeing at a side known as Tottenham Hotspur is the competition. Is he at those levels as a player to see to it that he really gets up and running? He's still young, that is it. And I think he has the right to see to it that he puts in a very huge shift altogether. Now, let's go to Barcelona. Yesterday, Barcelona went ahead to beat Elche by 5-0, and Gavi started in the double pivot. And Gavi has no serious injury. Barca's statement confirmed Gavi took a knock to his right knee during yesterday's game. Medical tests carried out this morning have confirmed that it's only a bruise, so he's expected to return to training shortly. Now, my mind tells me this is a damage control. Why? This player has been an injury-prone player, and he has just gone ahead to return from any injury. Now, when you hear that, he has gone ahead to obviously see his right knee really get a problem. I tell you, it obviously goes ahead to send shockwaves into the hearts of Barcelona fans all over the world. That is it. Why is it like that? He spent a lot of time injured, returned, I think went to the World Cup. When he went to the World Cup, he really went ahead, obviously, win the World Cup. Now he's back, played in the preseason, and in the first game of the season, that's what he has gone ahead to register. But good enough, Barcelona do have Rodri. And Rodri today, I've gone ahead to see a photo of him training and taking part into Barcelona first team training. And that means he will obviously do the needful to see to it that in their next fixture, he really features. And I feel like let Gavi get the ample rest he desires and he deserves. That is it. Why would we not really put out a very huge showcase? Why wouldn't they let him rest when you do have Rodri? And Banel, was it called Banel, played as a CDM for the side of Barcelona. That is it. But all in all, you have to worry if at all Frank de Jong is having any injury, Gavi is injured. Rodri, no guarantee that he can be fit throughout the whole season. So, what if you're caught up in a situation when all those are really injured? Because all those have gone ahead to obviously get tough injuries. Rodri, returning from an ACL. You can talk about Gavi from a bad injury. Then an injury again. Frankie de Jong is having any injury. So, I don't know how they'll obviously overcome this, but the worry has to increase because you at least need a regular. That's why for me, Casado, however much they want to let him go, but he's one of those players that has been really good into this side. From here, let's obviously get to Ayoub Bouaddi. Here we go, pronounced yesterday, and now Fabrizio told us that Ayoub Bouaddi is scheduled to fly to Manchester today in order to join Man City from Lille. His family already visited Man City weeks ago, and Bouaddi will now sign a 5-year deal plus option. Fee of 95 guaranteed million euros and 5 million euros of add-ons. Obviously, they need to check him out and see to it that he's fit because Man City need the Ayoub Bouaddi into that midfield. I saw Elliot Anderson. I don't think that he's really a good 6. He's really good he's a good box-to-box midfielder. And now you need the Ayoub Bouaddi to come in through and shield that back 4 into that system of Enzo Maresca. So your thoughts on to Mykhaylo Mudryk offered to a North London club are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Gavi's injury? And lastly, a player called Ayoub Bouaddi finishing his deal to Man City today. I'm out. Bye-bye. Second video of the day. and we will be returning in a nick of time. Chelsea is taking on Fulham tonight.